Hey guys, why don't we write a Villanelle together? I think it'll be fun. Villanelle is a great challenge, so let's dive right in. The first thing you're going to need to do is realize that when you're choosing your refrain lines, refrain one and refrain two, they're going to repeat a lot, right? They're going to repeat 4 times each. And you can have some variation in how you repeat them, and we'll get into that a little bit. You also want stuff that has a lot of rhyme possibilities at the end of your refrain line. Then you're going to need a lot of B rhymes because the B rhyme is going to come up a fair amount. And again, you want to give yourself possibilities. One classic approach that a lot of Villanelle authors use, and the one that I'll use, is to use a feminine ending for the B line. And again, we'll get into what that looks like. The first thing, again, you're going to want to do is you're going to want to choose what your refrain is going to be. So I'm going to say something like, I await the growing day of early March. Now, the versification here isn't quite correct yet. We're going to want iambic pentameter, but we'll smooth everything out later. And then for my refrain two, I'll go something like snow and mud. So this is just like some idea of what I could try. March and church, these are slant rhymes, so I could do anything that rhymes with those. Arch, torch, perch, stuff like that. Those are the type of rhymes that I'm going to be looking at. It's not the most possible number of rhymes I could go for, so if I get caught up, maybe I end up needing to change this, and it's too tight for me. We'll see. Okay, we'll see. But be sure to choose A rhymes here, A refrain, your A rhyme that gives you some choices and flexibility. Now we know rough and ready, these refrains are going to repeat. I could copy them out right now. I'm not going to do that quite yet. Let's just finish this first line. I'd be your painter. Okay. So I have this ER here. You can see this. This will give me some flexibility in terms of B rhymes. I'll have a lot of different choices like painter, winter, stuff like that. It's just going to give me some flexibility if I kind of need to fudge it a little bit on my B rhymes. So that could be nice. Okay. So this isn't quite grammatical, and I'm going to need to go back and smooth this over. Okay. So what are we going to do in the second? We need an A and a B. That could be anything here, right? So again, I'm going to have to go back and fix this later. Now I know this is going to be refrain one. Okay, and I know this is the first refrain here. Okay, and just put that right in here. While we're at it, I think we can go ahead and do that for this one as well, since we see this alternating pattern of these refrains, right? So we're kind of getting an idea of what we have to do here. Okay. So we can kind of, church and converge. It's a little bit of a reach, but we're going to go for our peeps. We have these B rhymes here, so that will work. Again, I don't know. Obviously, I don't think the final product will have this. Won't work this way when I'm done. This is too many syllables. I don't know. I'm just playing around here, guys. Trying to make marker lines that I can go back and clean up later. Okay. Okay, so I need this rhyme here. I need this ER, this B rhyme again, and arch rhymes with church. It's against a slant rhyme. It's not perfect, right? March, I guess. So I'm giving myself some flexibility with this. You could go stricter if you wanted to. It's totally up to you. I know what the refrain is going to be. It's going to be back to the march, right? So I got to put this, slap this one back in here. This isn't even grammatical yet, right? So we're going to need to tune this up a little bit. But let's just keep going. Let's lay down some more tracks here and see what happens. Well, we need a rhyme with, we need another arch march type, so we could do we know we have the refrain again. We could do something like this. I don't know. Okay. So now let's see what we have. I await the growing day of early March, that if I could paint, I'd be your painter. Snow and mud covers the old church. Okay, cool. I drove to work in a frantic search of dawn or daylight or anything but winter. Okay, I wait the growing day of early March. Okay, a little bit boring, but okay. I find where the day and night converge. I say fuck you to those shapes I can't capture. Snow and mud cover the old church. Okay. The car lot and old bridges arch are vague in the pre-dawn ochre. Well, that's really nice. That's great. I await the growing day of early March. It's kind of boring. Yeah. The sun, like a big torch all month, gets. Well, that's kind of messed up. Melting snow and mud at the old church. Okay. So general idea, we can see this kind of taking rough and ready shape. Let's finish it out. We need another of these tough torch ochre, torch, search, march, converge. Converge is a little bit of a stretch, but okay, whatever. Perched, but perched doesn't work. Wire, they perch. Okay, we'll fix that later. Your painter. Okay, and then we need the A here, then we need the B. Okay. Well, obviously, we can fudge this a little bit. This is part of the Villanelle strategy. We kind of play with these ties and enjambment into the refrain. So we can play with the refrain a little bit. We have a little bit of room. You can have a lot of room if you want to. It's really up to you. Some people take a lot of liberties with the refrain. Some people take very few. It's part of the fun. There's no hard and fast rule about how much you can do. I kind of feel like you can push and pull a little bit. If you just completely disfigure your refrains, it ends up being a little bit of a problem. But as long as you come back home, right? Okay, let's tune some of this stuff up. Okay, so this I is cool. I mean, I have no problem with this I. But let's make this more of a command. Await the growing day of early March. If I were your painter. Let's get some more imagery here. More painterly imagery. Await the growing day of early March, that I'd paint deftly were I your painter of snow and mud quilting the shadowed church. It's a little bit confusing. It's a little bit busy, but okay. Let's put some more commands in there. So we still have early March ending this line, but I varied it quite a bit here, and we'll see. All right, so this is looking a little bit tighter now. Let's keep going. I don't like the R. Need some more syllables. Okay, so I varied that refrain just a little bit there. See what happens. See if we like it. And that might be full stop. Vil here. Go big or go home. All right, let's see how we're doing. I don't know about the frantic. I'm still thinking about that frantic. Frantic's kind of cool, but it's too much. So we want to save. This is, I think, like the big moment of the poem. This is like when everything becomes the most intense. Wait the growing day of early March that I'd paint deftly if I were your painter of snow and mud quilting the shadowed church. No, I drove to work as if in search of first light, tunneling through the winter. A mind for nuggets of the early March and probing where the night and tree converge. I cussed those mere shapes I could not capture. The fugitive black ice quilting the church car lot and the rail bridges mute arch vague in the pre-dawn mass of shiftless ochre that await the signal day of March. Prepare yourself for truth's torch when the great chariot sun returns stronger, burning snow and mud from the shadowed church. When circling crows find wire on which to perch, it won't delight you. I'm not your painter of quicker nights and stubborn days this March, of snow and mud, quilting the shadowed church. Okay, so I think kind of we're taking shape here of the Villanelle. There might be things I need to go back and mess with. Need to recount and make sure have a regular iambic pentameter line as much as possible. I can have some substitutions and extra beats here and there, but it shouldn't be too crazy. It should be relatively regular. You want to choose and vary these refrain lines so that, and use enjambment. I use a lot of enjambment in the middle. Once I get into the middle of the poem after the first two tercets, here I start to enjam a little bit more aggressively. I'm trying to give momentum and excitement, and that's when I don't know if I go too far with the imagery. I might lose the reader a little bit with the fugitive black ice quilting the church car lot and the rail bridge's mute arch vague in the pre-dawn mass of shiftless ochre. Maybe that's too much. I don't know. Maybe I should calm that a little bit. Maybe it's awesome. I'm going to need some time to think and sleep on it. And I can go back with some fresh eyes and see. Probably need a title, Villanelle, although you could just title it Villanelle if you wanted to. We should probably give it something else. But I want to emphasize this subjunctive. So this is the if I were. So I'm going to emphasize this subjunctive here. If I were your painter. And this whole theme then of I'm really not a painter, and I don't perform the service for the person to whom the poem is addressed, the beloved. Maybe that's just too confusing. I don't know. Maybe it works. Again, need to think about a little bit more. Let me know in the comments what you think's working and what's not, and where I could take this poem next. Okay, thank you.